Hi guys, in today's video we're going to be painting Kharn the Betrayer from start to finish. But first of all I want to say a huge thank you to my YouTube channel sponsors Goblin Gaming. Please check the description box down below, you'll find a link to their web store and this link directly helps my YouTube channel, so please use the link in the description box provided. As usual guys, these videos are really long, so please go get comfortable, grab yourself a nice hot drink or maybe a nice ice cold beer and we'll get started. I'm going to be using Alclad 2's white primer. This primer is absolutely fantastic. It leaves a super tough finish behind and a real nice tooth for subsequent layers of paints to go onto, and it goes down super thin. Most important thing guys is it's very harmful if inhaled, so please make sure you're wearing a mask and have a spray booth or good ventilation. I'm priming at 20 psi here and I'm working at about 3 to 4 inches away from the miniature, and I'm just making sure a very fine even coat is placed all around Kharn. After priming, I'm going to come in with some Vallejo Game Air Gory Red, and I'm going to paint pretty much the whole miniature in Gory Red just to make sure that the armour's fully covered with Gory Red. Now I'm going to start to highlight the Gory Red with Vallejo Game Air Dead White. I'm going to highlight all the areas where I think it'll look cool, so at the very top peaks of the helmet, the centre of the head, the centre of the torso and in the middle of the shin guards on his legs. Now I'm going to cover the dead white with Vallejo Bloody Red, and you'll see a nice transition from where the Gory Red begins and the Bloody Red ends. Now I'm going to wash all of the red armour using Games Workshop's Kharn Crimson. After the Kharn Crimson dried, I'm coming back in with Vallejo Game Air Bloody Red and just touching up some of the areas where stains may have been left behind. Now I'm going to start painting using Vallejo Chainmail Silver. The Chainmail Silver is such a great metallic paint, guys. It almost gives one coat coverage. It's one of my favourite metallic paints. And here we can see all areas of the miniature painted with Chainmail Silver. Now I'm going to be painting all areas that need to be gold using Dark Stars Molten Metals Royal Gold. If you look closely at the palette, I've thinned down the Molten Metal Royal Gold a little and I'm rolling the bristles of the brush into a very sharp point. This is to get the most brush control that I can, because a lot of the gold work on this miniature is really fine detail. So rolling the bristles of the brush into a fine point on a palette really helps get great control over your brush. Here you can see that I've painted all areas of Kharn in the Dark Star Molten Metals Royal Gold. Now I'm going to paint the tassels from the helmet using Games Workshop's Thousand Suns Blue. I add a little acrylic thinner, I thin the paint down, and then as you can see, roll the bristles of the brush into a fine point, which you'll see is a habit of mine to get a nice smooth even finish to the miniature. Now I'm going to be using Games Workshop's Xandri Dust to paint all the skulls on Kharn. Games Workshop's XV88 is being placed on the base of the miniature. I'm placing Games Workshop's Rakarth flesh on the left arm of Kharn. Drakenhof Nightshade is being placed onto the tassels of Kharn's helmet. Games Workshop's Ahriman Blue is then added to the tassels as highlights. Dark Star's molten metal, black and bronze, is then placed on the centre skull on the chest of Kharn. Games Workshop's Reichland Fleshade is then placed onto the left arm of Kharn. Games Workshop's Nornal is placed on all of the silver metallics. It's important to note that I let the Nornal dry and then I come back in with another layer of Nornal, so it gets 2 layers of Nornal wash. Kharn's eyes are painted white and then a layer of Games Workshop's mute green is then placed onto the eyes to make them look really bright. All the schools on Kharn are going to get a wash of Games Workshop's Seraphim Sepia. Agrak's Earthshade is placed onto all of the gold areas of Kharn. It's placed on in two separate washes layers. The base of the miniature is also washed with Agrak's Earthshade. Games Workshop's Evil Sun's Red is used to highlight some of the armour. Now I'm going to highlight the left arm of Kharn using a 50-50 mix of Rackard flesh and pallid witch flesh. Vallejo Game Air silver is being used to highlight all the chainmail silver that had been washed with Norn oil. The schools on Kharn are going to be highlighted using Games Workshop's A Shabty Bone. A shabty bone is being dry brushed onto the base of the miniature. Vallejo Game Air Black is being placed onto the base of the miniature. All the gold is going to be highlighted using Dark Star's molten metal braid gold. plasma chamber of Kharn's gun is being painted using nickel oxide technical paint by Games Workshop. And here we have the finished painted miniature of Kharn the Betrayer. What a wonderful miniature it was to paint, guys. I really enjoyed it. Please check the description box down below again for my YouTube channel sponsors Goblin Gaming's link to their web store. Also, a huge thank you to all my patrons that are supporting me at the moment. If you'd like to support me on Patreon, please check the description box down below and you'll find a link to my Patreon page. Also guys, please leave a comment, let me know what you think of Kharn the Betrayer. Also, if there's anything you'd like to see me paint in the future, let me know, as I'm taking requests at the moment. And thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.